Esan Fejstad med MMA.dk. Jeg står her med Steven Espinoza. Steven, you are at this last stop in London. You're at the World Tour. How big is this fight compared to what you thought it was before you got into it?
Well, we knew it would be big, but we've never really had a sense that it would be this big. This has come as a surprise to everyone. The crowds, the intensity, the passion, the enthusiasm, the turnout of media. We had over 300 media requests in New York City, and that's the third stop on the tour. That's when reporters have already had 2 days of quotes from everyone. So to have that sort of sustained interest internationally from media, from fans, it's something that it's no exaggeration to say is unprecedented.
Do you think it will beat the Pacquiao numbers?
We always said, look, we'll never see that again. I never thought I'd see that again in my lifetime. And it's very early in the process, but by all the measures that we have now, whether it's the media requests, whether it's the amount being written or website traffic or all the metrics that we have available, we're off to a stronger start than Mayweather-Pacquiao. Now, we don't know that that's going to translate to buys, but it's certainly very, very promising.
Conor got into your face in Toronto, but he also did it yesterday. But it seemed like you also did kind of a face-off with him. Is that true, and why did you do that?
At a certain point, you like to think, you're going to take the high road. There really is no need as a television executive for me to inject myself into the promotion. But at the same time, I'm a human being. I've got an ego like anyone else. I've got a temper. So, the response, someone comes at you and you sort of, your hackles get up. Having said that, I'm not going to win in a trash-talking contest with Conor McGregor, so you're unlikely to see that.
What kind of message do you want to send to him at that point?
It wasn't intimidating. I don't think that was his goal, but it certainly, wasn't something that really, caused me to lose any sleep. I'm not sure what his goal is getting it, but it certainly wasn't, I think, having any desired effect.
Has this little feud kind of ruined your relationship with Conor McGregor?
We'll see. This is the first time I've met him, and it's in the context of fight promotion. You don't expect, a fighter, particularly in this context, to be, maybe his normal friendly self. Who knows? Maybe after the fight, we'll go have dinner somewhere and have a steak and laugh it off. But for right now, look, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Conor McGregor's teammates have said that they have had a little bit of trouble getting on the stage, only being allowed 3 people or so. Why is that he can have, a certain amount of people on the stage and Floyd Mayweather can have, more people on stage?
I don't think that was the case, certainly in New York City. I think they both had a pretty good contingent on the stage. I think there's sort of a misimpression in here that Showtime's run these events. There's a production staff, Mayweather Promotions, some UFC staff, the involvement of all parties. So, candidly, if I wanted to cut off a mic, I guess I could, but it certainly isn't a decision I make on the spot, nor is it a decision for Showtime to make on who gets on stage. So it has more to do with venue security, sometimes an audio slip-up. If Conor wants to use that to motivate himself, then so be it.
At last, what do you expect of this London tour today?
I think this is going to be a great energetic end to the tour. Each stop has been a little bit more intense in terms of the rivalry between the fighters. And I know there's going to be a lot of energy in the arena. Conor, is obviously, from Ireland, but he considers this, his home court, and I think we're going to see the effect of that today.